Hey family, I'm Stephanie Wade. I'm HYBASIA, helping your brothers and sisters in Africa as well as the Creole Grill test. How y'all doing this afternoon, y'all? I hope you can just take a second and listen to the birds singing, because somebody told me they miss hearing the birds in the Gambia. Well guys, they here too. No matter where I am, I'm blessed to hear my birds, y'all. And anyway, before I get too distracted by my birds, I hope you are having a wonderful day wherever you are in the world. I be trying to give y'all a decent view, y'all, but sometimes it's hard. I don't want to be too close on the camera. But since I'm on a limited budget, y'all, I don't have all those fancy microphones and stuff like that where I could be so far away from the camera and y'all could hear me clearly. But yet and still, I don't necessarily want to wear earphones all the time either, with the little wire connection, because that's the only ones I own right now. So unless you guys decide y'all want to donate to my channel for me to have all those extra things, this is what it is, y'all. If this your first time coming to my channel, welcome to my channel. And if you're coming back, welcome back. I don't over edit my videos because number one, it takes equipment that I don't have to over edit. And number two, it takes so much memory to try to put so much stuff on, then it takes stuff off. Y'all, I'm doing good just for the camera not to crash that's on this iPhone. So anyway, y'all, if you have not subscribed, please do. Like, share, comment down below on YouTube. Doesn't matter what social media y'all watching me on. Do everything you need to do to help me out on YouTube. The algorithm, which is the thing on YouTube that shares my videos with people, does not recognize when you contact me outside of YouTube. So all the WhatsApps and private messages and calls and all does not count, you know? So help a sister out. Give me my flowers while I'm living. I'll put out the information where if you feel motivated to donate, all the information will be there. And if you want to become part of HYBASIA and not just talk the talk, but put your money where your mouth is, even though it's just a little money, yo. That's all it takes is such a little, less than a fancy coffee a month to get started. But it's up to you. Only you know if you really mean what you say. If you want to really be part of the change you want to see in the world. But anyway, guys, I've been asking you guys to give me ideas on what I should talk about, because I talk about lots of stuff. So after I showed how it was in one of the parks, Jack Johnson Park, in fact, one of the heavyweight champions of the world, I decided that I would answer a little bit of that. And not in detail, because you know what? That is a question that could only be answered by who? You, and you. Nobody can tell somebody else how much it costs to live anywhere in the world, Because what I consider okay may not be what you consider okay. What I consider livable may not be what you consider livable. And some people may be living in a place because that's their only choice. Even if they're homeless or whatever, they're still living, y'all. So, am I telling you how much it costs to be homeless in Galveston? Or how much does it cost to live in my house, which is a family house? Now, how much does it cost to live in a condo? Y'all, I'm not making any money being no real estate agent. So, and I don't charge people for any consultations. So, I can't do all that kind of stuff, y'all. All I can say is it's plenty of information on the internet where you can decide, number one, what is your budget, your particular budget. And once you have your particular budget, then you can go online and just Google up the rents in Galveston, or Google up real estate companies where you can see if the amount of money you have can buy a house cash, or you know how much you can qualify to get a home if you want home ownership. I've looked inside of this Galveston magazine, and all I saw in here was that lots of houses were sold. Anywhere from something simple as 1,200 square feet selling for $299,000, all the way to something that's 3,799 square feet for $399,500. Then, of course, they had another house that was 3,550 for $750,000. And then, of course, there's also another building, like an apartment building, for $1,750,000. So, only you know what's your budget, y'all. I don't know. And this house here, y'all, $1,999,900. So, it just depends on your bank account. And then you have to consider things like if you're renting, you have to decide, are you willing to be on a waiting list if you can't afford to pay that much money to get into a rental property? You also have to think about what it costs if you was going to buy a house cash. What kind of money do you need as your down payment? Or if you're somebody like me that inherited half a house and then you had to pay one of your relatives for the other half of the house, and then your house is still a family compound house, you still have to pay stuff, y'all. Even though the house is fully paid for now, because I paid off that relative for their half of the house some years back, you still have to pay for stuff like what? Taxes. And since I'm retired, they actually let me pay my taxes in installments. So ever so many months, I have to pay so much money to the Galveston County Tax Assessor's Office. So that came in the mail, y'all, my next installment payment. And don't forget about windstorm insurance. You have to pay for windstorm insurance by the year. And I'm not going to tell you how much it costs because ain't nobody paying for my insurance. But that's windstorm. Then you still have regular homeowners insurance. And then optional flood insurance, y'all. And I didn't even take flood insurance for a couple of years now because after one of the bad hurricanes, they didn't hardly give me any money for that flood insurance policy at all. They just gave me such little. And they said that my property value went down because of the hurricane. And after I fixed the hurricane's damage, the value would go up. But that wasn't helping me because I had paid for flood insurance for years, but it didn't really make any sense on the money that they gave me for the flood damage that I had. I still had to borrow money from the federal government to fix my house. So if you do pay for flood insurance, it's not cheap, y'all. So anyway, then you have to decide how much money you're gonna spend for your groceries. At least in Texas, you don't have to pay tax on your groceries though. So that's one good thing. And then you have to decide on your transportation. So just like anywhere else in the United States, you have to decide if you're gonna have a car or if you're gonna walk where you're gonna go. So are you gonna live somewhere that's convenient to walk into a grocery store to get your groceries and things like that? Or will you have them delivered to your house? It's just all kind of things you have to think about. And are you living in a compound house? Are you going to live in a compound house? Or are you just gonna be living by yourself? Because nobody can compare themselves to someone else. Because just because I'm living in a compound house, that doesn't mean that my expenses will be the same as yours. I can't even control something as simple as my light bill. I would like to think that I can, but really I can't. Especially when folks is grown and they do what they want. The bill may go up and down depending on how much someone runs electrical appliances and things like that. But anyway, y'all, I'm still here, as they say. I'm still loving Galveston. I'm still affording to live here on my retirement money. And I save my money still to go to the Gambia. I'm paying my credit cards as good as I can. And I use that when I go. That's how I pay for my Airbnbs and my ticket. And then I definitely pay on those credit cards when I get back. But anyway, guys, I hope I got y'all to thinking a little bit about just that question of how much does it cost to live somewhere, whether it's Galveston or anywhere. Because even in the motherland, I tell y'all I don't go there broke because I don't want to be a burden on anybody. I don't want to be the person in the house that is out of control by eating up their food or using up their utilities and not be able to contribute. I want to be able to go somewhere and know that if I'm staying in an Airbnb, even if I'm sharing it with somebody, it's a 50-50 deal. And if I go somewhere and do cooperative economics, I'm not dependent on somebody else to pay for my food or pay for my drink. Then I know that I got me, you know? Or to think that I have to be getting into an argument with somebody who makes way less than I ever made in my whole life, that I'm actually trying to compare myself to them when the things that they need is not even the things that I need. It's just not any comparison, y'all. Because no matter where I go in the motherland, my mind is always going to be tourist setting. Because I'm past food, clothing, and shelter, y'all. I'm thinking about things like art. Think about things like souvenirs for my people that's never going to catch a plane and go to the motherland. So the things I do, even with my nonprofit, It's just stuff that costs money. And I don't mind, y'all, because I'm trying to help people to get to another level. Because I know that no one is here forever, including me. So what I spend when I go somewhere, it's not going to be the same as what the next person will spend. Because maybe somebody else will go and be on a strict budget because they know that they don't want to ever come back here. Some people, when they go to the motherland, they'll permanently want to move and they don't want to come back here. And that's okay, y'all, because that's them. But me, I actually want to go backward and forward. I would like to stay 6 months to a year, but that would only be what? If I actually got more patrons so I could stay longer. It wouldn't be paying for me to stay there, but it would be helping to pay for the projects that HYBASIA is doing. It would help to pay for the projects that HYBASIA is doing. Because right now, I get a minimal amount of funds through the Patron right now because it's just a very small group that's patrons right now. And the rest of it is very, very small fundraisers through places like PayPal or Instagram or whatever. But it's mostly my savings. So anyway, y'all, I'm one of these kind of people that I would do what my purpose tells me I must do, even if nobody else would do it. But I tell you what, it makes my heart feel glad to know that lots of people that's Gambian are actually stepping up to the plate and doing things like donating trees and planting trees and stuff like that. But anyway, y'all, until next time, I'm gonna say peace, peace, power to the people. And I'm out, y'all. Bye.